Hola, hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ari, and today I'm going to do my August TBR. And since the first video I posted, I actually got some subscribers, and that's really cool, and people have seen my videos and interacted, and that's really unbelievable and amazing. So thank you very much. Just wanted to say that before I start. I'm not really planning on reading a lot of books in August because I go back to university the 16th, starting a new courses, and I already set for the day after I start. I got homework on 7 chapters of books I haven't yet required, so yay me. But I hope to get some reading done before that, and hopefully I will get some reading in between. So the first book I really want to read in August is Summer in Greece by Patricia Wilson. This is a historical fiction about, or it's told in two timelines. So in one timeline, the present, we follow Summer, who discovers that her great-grandmother actually was a nurse on the Britannica, which was one of Titanic's sister ships. She finds a recording in her attic and listens to her grandmother's stories and kind of gets surprised. I don't think she knew her grandmother was a nurse. So she decides to travel to Greece, and interwoven with that, she experienced her grandmother's story, and her great-grandmother Gertie then followed her in 1916 when she was a nurse. But as we know, the Britannic don't really survive. So from the way I understand, she feels like the sinking of the ship was her fault because she wasn't really on it, and she falls in love with a Greek man, but her loyalty is torn between an English soldier and a Greek. Yeah, but it sounded cool. I haven't read too many books set in the time period of World War One. Mostly set in World War Two, but I kind of like World War One more just because it's more unexplored territory for me. And another reason I wanted to read this now, because it's, despite the awful weather outside in Norway, where it's just raining and cold, this still gives off the summer vibe because it's, well, firstly, the main person is named Summer, and secondly, it's set in Greece, so yeah. And the second book I want to read in August is Tessa Bailey's My Killer Vacation. I bought this last week, wasn't really planning on buying any books, came home with 12 books. This was one. But I think it's kind of obvious why I want to read it now, why I still have vacation. But this is, I think it's a murder mystery / romance book. We follow a teacher, second grade teacher, who discovers a body while in her rental apartments with her brother, and she decides to solve this murder because she has been listening to podcasts about true crime podcasts. This case gets interviewed with a bounty hunter who takes the case, and he doesn't really want her to work on it. She really wants to help solve the murder, and complications and romance ensues, and he's really grumpy and she's really sunshine, I believe. So I think it's, yeah, grumpy sunshine, and I kind of hope more for murder than romance, but we will see. It's a really short book, so I anticipate getting it done in August. Books I'm more unsure about, but really try to read, is this book, Empire Storm by Sarah J. Maas. This is the fifth book in the Throne of Glass series. It's been quite a while since I read the fourth book. I think it's been a year since I even bought this book, but I really want to catch up and I really want to read it. I hope they will translate the sixth book this fall in Norway. I could read it in English, but I've so far read all the other books in Norwegian, and it really bothers me when my books doesn't match up, and the English books is always smaller than the Norwegian. So I hope they will translate the next book, and then the seventh book. Hopefully they translate the novella collection as well, but we will see if they even translate sixth or seventh. Norway has a really annoying habit of just not continuing to translate the last books. Annoy the bug out of me, but yeah, we will see. But I don't think I can say a lot about this without spoiling the series, but it's really well known, so But the series is about Selena Sordortian, who gets saved out of prison to fight to be the king's apprentice because she's an assassin. And then there she meets Prince Dorian and Kale, I think it's pronounced. And feelings, assassins, trials. It's really good. You should read it. If you haven't, you probably have. I'm late to the train. Yeah. And then I had Bitter Blue by Christine Cashore. This was the conclusion to the Graceling series, but now it's the third book. And each of these books can be read as a standalone, but you will get more out of it if you read them in the publishing dates, I feel, at least. So this is the third book, where we have a time jump of 8 years from the first book. We follow Bitter Blue, who was the princess Katza saved in the first book, and her father was King Lek. Can I say anything about this without spoiling? We follow Bitter Blue as she tries to lead her kingdom without advice of her mentors, and she sees what effects her father's magic had on the kingdom, because he could alter people's minds, make them follow him. So we see the consequences of that and how she tries to repair the kingdom in a way, I think. I'm not too sure, and this book is heavy, so I will put it down. Then I have one last book that I might or might not get to, and this isn't really the top priority, but you will see. This is The Olive Tree. I think it's called in English. In which it's called Helena's Hemmelighet, which is Helena's Secret. But this is by Lucinda Riley, who unfortunately passed away last June, 11th of June. In this book, the reason I want to read it is because it's set in Cyprus, and we follow Helena, who spent a couple of magical weeks in Cyprus 24 years ago in Pandora, House of Pandora's house, something like that. But this summer she returns with her husband and son Jacob, who's 13, and she by chance meets her lover at the time, childhood love, and then a chain of events starts and unravels the secrets of the past who could possibly destroy the idyll of Cyprus. And then Helena and Alex, her son, knows that the life they live will never be the same again if Pandora's secret is revealed. It sounds kind of intriguing, but I'm more interested in Empire Storms and Bitter Blue because they are chunkers, and I don't think I would be that encouraged to read chunkers while I'm at university. But then this is also has a summer trope and summer location, and so we will see what I get to. But that was all the books I hope to read in August. And if you're watching, thank you. And if you want to see more, then perhaps you could consider to subscribe. And that would have been really cool. Or I just love when people comment and say anything really. I think that's really cool. That's why I wanted to join BookTube, because I want to discuss books and things I read and just all the amazing, wonderful, but bookish things. So perhaps you could tell me what you will plan or what you're planning on reading in August. That was all for now. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!